What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Essential phone and deciding if it's dope or nope. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the design. Now, this thing is packing a 5.7-inch Quad HD display, and it's actually on a pretty small compact body, which I think is the perfect combination. It makes it really easy to reach the entire screen. Navigating the phone is super simple. I can do it one-handed. I really like that, especially coming off a phone like the Note 8. Now, what kind of sets this phone apart from all the other phones out there right now are those incredible bezels, or lack thereof. Now, there are a ton of phones out there right now that are decreasing the size of the bezels, but this phone itself doesn't even have any top bezels. It actually has a little cutout for the front-facing camera, but aside from that, you're pretty much all screen. Now, it does have a little bezel at the bottom, but that just makes it a lot easier to hold. And even though it has that front-facing camera up there, you'd think it sticks out like a sore thumb, but it does not. You get used to it really quickly, and not all apps bleed into the top of the screen. They actually have some that have some borders, so you might not even notice it sometimes. But I do have to say, I am a bit spoiled by some of the phones that I've been messing with recently that have OLED displays, like the LG V30, the Galaxy Note 8. This has an LCD display. And honestly, it just isn't as vibrant as some of the phones that I've been messing around with, and it also doesn't get as bright. I don't know, it just feels a bit faded. If I wasn't using those phones, I probably wouldn't notice anything and think it's just a fine display. But it's the fact that there are other phones on the market right now that have those OLED displays, and that's where it seems the smartphone world is going. I kind of wish it had it here. Now, something that's a bit special about this phone is the fact that it has a titanium frame, which should make it quite a bit more durable. If you drop it, there's a big concern that that big screen right there might get shattered, but that titanium frame is supposed to help it absorb some impact and be a lot more durable than aluminum. And honestly, I really do like the feel of the titanium. It's a bit heftier, but I actually like this. It feels way more solid and premium than a lot of the phones that we're used to right now. I actually don't mind a bit of heft. And this feels very comfortable to hold in one hand, so it definitely gets some points there. And taking a look at the back of the phone, you'd think that it's made out of Gorilla Glass, but it's actually polished ceramic, which actually helps it to look really nice. It even doubles as a mirror if you ever need it. But one thing about it is that it is a fingerprint magnet, and you guys know that drives me absolutely insane. You gotta keep a microfiber cloth on this thing at all times if you want it to look in pristine condition. So if you don't want to deal with that, I highly suggest getting a skin on it. Obviously, you guys know me. I love the Dragon Skin D brand has. There are a ton of skins to choose from. You can switch up the style of the phone. I'll have the links down below in the description for you guys to check it out. But for this phone or any phone that's a fingerprint magnet, you definitely want something like this. And it actually even helps with the grip of the phone too. But overall, I gotta admit, this is a good looking phone. It's very solid, feels very premium. So shout out to Essential for actually getting it right on their first try, design wise. Now, this is called the Essential phone, and you'd think with a name like that, it has all of the essential features that somebody would want in a smartphone, but not so much. You do get things like a fingerprint scanner, USB Type-C, even stock Android, but they decided to go against having a headphone jack, which it blows my mind, guys. For me, as a headphone enthusiast, that is an essential feature. All headphones are not Bluetooth yet. There are tons of good headphones that still need a headphone jack, so that is one essential feature that's missing. It's also missing water resistance. That's a feature we're seeing on a ton of phones nowadays, so the fact that that's missing as well, kind of mind-boggling. And while it does come with 128 gigs of storage, there's no micro SD card slot. So some of those things that we kind of come to expect nowadays in 2017, this guy doesn't have. The Essential phone is missing some essential features. Go figure. It's also missing wireless charging, which based on its design is kind of surprising. As a $700 Android phone in 2017, it's missing quite a few features. I don't know if they're trying to follow the Apple route, but Apple plays by their own rules. And if you're gonna be an Android phone at that price range, you expect a bit more. Now, this is running a practically stock version of Android with Android 7.1.1, and that is always a bonus. You get stock Android, that means it's gonna be super quick, very smooth, no skin. Gotta love that. Quick updates as well. And with a Snapdragon 835 processor, as well as 4 gigs of RAM, performance is not gonna be an issue. This thing is buttery smooth. I've had no performance issues with it whatsoever, but where performance can be a bit hit or miss has to be with the camera. Up front, we've got an 8 megapixel front facing camera, which honestly, I was able to get some pretty decent selfies out of. It can record in 4K, which I don't know if you want to use that for it, but you actually have a somewhat decent camera up front. But in the back, you've got two 13 megapixel cameras. One is actually a standard lens. The other is a mono lens, so it's in black and white. And together, it's supposed to improve the image quality. I don't know how much impact it actually has because the shots that I got were pretty hit or miss. I tend to see a lot of noise with some of my shots, which I wasn't too crazy about. You definitely don't want to zoom in on some of these shots, which just kind of sucks, especially at this price tag. And it's decent if you're looking to take black and white shots. I rarely ever do, so outside of testing it, I probably wouldn't ever go for it, but it's there. I know there have been complaints about the UI and it being very slow to go into different modes and access different settings, but unless you really need to capture a moment super quickly in a specific fashion, it probably won't have much of an impact on you. But still, this is a pretty mediocre camera. At a $700 price range, you're in flagship territory, so you definitely want your camera to stand out and offer something that the other competition does not, and I don't think that this does that, so definitely loses some points there. And this is actually a modular phone, so to the right of the rear cameras and the microphone, you have an area where you can add on modular accessories. They're held together by magnets. Right now, there's like a 360 camera out there right now. I heard it's not so good. I don't have my hands on it, so I can't say for sure. But it is kind of cool that you're able to add on things to your phone. I don't know how well supported it's gonna be and how many things they're gonna come out with, but that's a nice little feature, but probably not one that's gonna make you go and buy the phone. Now, something I like about this phone is that it includes some pretty high quality accessories. You get a high quality braided USB Type-C cable. You even get a headphone jack adapter, which I would have preferred to see in the actual phone, but they do give you that. And you also get the wall adapter, which actually has no branding on it whatsoever, just like the phone, so that's actually kind of nice too. Now, I think we painted a pretty good picture of what the Essential phone is and what it's capable of, so the question is if it's dope or nope. And honestly, I gotta say nope. It's just missing way too many things, especially at that price range. $700, you can go out and grab a Galaxy S8, you get access to a SD card, awesome camera, really good design, waterproof. There's just way too much competition out there at this price range. Had this been a bit cheaper, it would have been maybe a dope because it is an awesome phone, great design, feels very premium, but it's just missing too much as of right now. Hopefully in the next iteration, we'll be able to see things that we come to expect on a flagship on the Essential phone too. So hopefully that happens, but as of right now, I gotta stick with the nope. But this is a good first try by Essential phone. I really like what they did with the looks of the phone, but they gotta just include those essential features. But that about wraps it up, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.